Hi everyone, it's Laurel O'Sullivan, the woman's coach, and I'm here to talk to you about the lead up to the new moon in Aquarius on February 11th. We are in Aquarius season. February is calling us to individuate because that is the intention behind the sign of Aquarius, and not to just individuate, but to do so in a really big way. So the energies could feel intense and uncomfortable. It could feel as if we are jumping into future timelines because we are being called forward in such an intense way to be who we authentically came here to be. We have 6 planets moving into Aquarius, so there's no avoiding your truth. And what is the truth? That's the message or mission that you uniquely came here to deliver. And you're being called to stand firmly in the truth, in your truth, for what you believe in. Anytime we are becoming a truer version of ourselves, we're likely going to run into some resistance from others that may object, or you might even run into your own internal resistance, because this may represent a time of tremendous growth for you, of you questioning a lot of things in your life, a lot of assumptions about how you've shown up in your life up until now. So it's really important in the lead up to this new moon to set your intention and to have clarity about who you are, where you're going, and what it is that you came here to do, because there is no deeper form of power available to us when we are clear about where we're headed, and when we dare to believe in ourselves, others will follow. So we have 6 planets that are going to be in Aquarius around February 11th. The last time this happened, this hasn't happened since 1962. So we have Venus, Jupiter, Mercury retrograde, the Sun, and then on February 11th, the Moon, and Saturn is there. And they are all going to be making a square to Uranus in Taurus, which is that energy of liberation, of wanting us to break out, to free ourselves from the constraints that we've allowed to hold us back from becoming who we are. So that's a lot of intensity. And Aquarius energy is about understanding something in a whole new way. It's very wide open, expansive. It's the energy of the masses, of society. It's very humanitarian. So it's about a new understanding of what's possible for us in our understanding our own light. It's very future oriented. So this is what some say is now firmly the age of Aquarius. We came out of the age of Pisces, which taught us that we were messengers for a higher truth, that we were messengers of, God, the divine, the universe's truth, and that it was somehow outside of us. And Aquarius energy is really about owning it. It's about owning your truth. So it takes courage to be uniquely who you came here to be. So in the first few weeks of February, we might be feeling like we're being called upon to have courage in our lives. Whether it's in your career or your relationships, again, this idea of standing up for who you are, standing up for your truth, becoming a truer version of ourselves. It's a hard time to do that right now. There's so much swirling around us in terms of the energies in society, in the community, and to be called out to stand up for what you believe in right now, and there's so much acrimony and conflict, it opens us up for potential to come into conflict with others, and that's where being clear about where you're coming from so that we can be responsive and not reactive is really important. So what shift do you need to make to become more comfortable standing in your truth? That's one question to ask yourself. That's what February is calling us to do. And it's really fast-moving energy at the beginning of this year. It's going to slow down as we go into March. But January and February are priming us for change. Because again, Aquarius is visionary energy. Where are we going? We may not yet know, but this month we are tapping into our future potential. And so fears might arise. Fears of becoming an individual, of standing out too much, because we're all of us raised to conform to societal norms and expectations. So this is about casting those norms aside and becoming stronger in ourself, shedding learned behavior. And that energy of a Uranus, which is, like I said, making a square, which we feel is internal turmoil. It's kind of making us feel itchy, and it's building and building, and it wants us to break free. And on February 17th, that energy of a square is going to become exact, and I will make another video about that. So the other energy that we're navigating through in February is the energy of Neptune has been making a square to the nodes of the moon, the north node and the south node. The north node's the direction that all of us, society, is headed, and the south node is what we need to leave behind. And in our own lives, this is showing us sort of our forward direction and versus what we need to leave behind. And whenever we have Neptune involved in our life direction, it can cause basically some confusion about where we're headed. And so that energy is starting to dwindle, and we're being given this boost of like stepping forward into who we are being called to be. So we have a few other things happening in the lead up to the new moon, which is when the moon and the sun are together, which is happening again on February 11th. We have a very active Venus leading up to Valentine's Day. And this Venus is wanting us to realign and recenter in our heart. It's about creating a new chapter for us in love. When we had the Leo full moon a few weeks ago, Venus was making a conjunction with Pluto, next to Pluto. This is kind of dark, intense energy, which was signaling new endings and beginnings. It could have, and because it was in the sign of Capricorn, this had to do with potentially our self-worth and feeling like we needed to prove our self-worth. It also could signal a new beginning or a source of support going away, whether it was income or a person, but also this heaviness around proving your worth. So it was showing us what's completing in our life. And on February 6th, Venus is making a conjunction to Saturn. And this could feel, Saturn is about responsibility. So there's something about responsibility and how we share and receive. Venus is very much, it's the planet that represents love and self-worth and what we value, but it also rules how we receive. So it's about making responsible decisions. It could be related to finances or spending money. And you might have a decision that you have to make around that. And it could be in a relationship. And that there's something that is in alignment with your highest good. If there's something that's in alignment with your highest good, then that's a sign to move forward. And if it's not, then there's an indicator there that something needs to be corrected in that relationship or around that decision. So again, we're being asked to heal where we've come from, and so that we can have a new chapter of where we're headed. And on that same day, Venus is making a square to Uranus. So that's about letting something go. It's a softer energy. It's a healing energy. It's about releasing potentially old feelings of bitterness or resentment that you've carried for a while, because we're being asked with this Aquarian energy to, again, become more open and expansive and allow a new form of fresh love to come in. And then one other thing I'll share about is that Mercury is making a conjunction with the Sun on February 8th. And Mercury, remember, is retrograde until February 20th, from January 30th to February 20th. So this Mercury is our intellect, and it is asking us to clear out old and stagnant energy cycles and patterns. And actually, this is beginning a new cycle for Mercury. Mercury has a cycle just like the moon has a cycle. So this is about new ideas, fresh ideas. And with Mercury retrograde, it's bringing depth to those ideas. So, and then we also have, at the end of the month, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn are going to become visible within a few days. So that is kind of the culmination of the energy for the month, which is giving us the confidence and the courage to know ourselves when those three planets, which have been invisible, become visible. And planets become invisible from time to time, and it just so happens that all three of those have been invisible for about the last month and a half. Okay, so we have this reworking of Venus, we have a new cycle of Mercury starting, and then on February 11th we have the new moon in Aquarius, and this is all about expressing our authenticity for the next 18 months. It's about setting our intention, and We also have Jupiter conjunct Venus on that very same day, which is a very positive, auspicious for bringing forward new wealth, new resources into our life. And in fact, from February 11th to the 15th is a great time for starting something new, sharing a new idea that might lead to wealth generation, because we have Venus and Jupiter coming together, and then we have Mercury joining them. So that's about fresh ideas, new initiatives. Aquarius is the future, and this is a new moon, so the energy and the intention can last for up to 18 months. So it's about pursuing new opportunities that will give us our independence, that will lead to new wealth creation and doing things in a new way, because Aquarius is the innovator. So this is about optimism, fresh starts, becoming who we are meant to be. It's about a whole new chapter in our lives starting. And anytime we have significant new starts, we're going to feel that push to grow and to evolve into who we were meant to be, and to honor what it is we need while being able to shift and manage the relationships in our lives. So I hope that this was helpful and gives you an overview of the coming week in February, as well as sort of how some of these energies might play out, how you might experience them, and what are some of the things that you can do to navigate them to become a truer version of yourself. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in receiving more information from me, I do have a newsletter. You can sign up and receive a free gift below. And thanks, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.